Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Saucey Podcast, the only podcast on the internet that nobody's heard of. This podcast is sponsored by nobody because I have no subscribers, basically. But today's episode is about me being a video game nerd. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so it all started back in the day. I wanted a 3DS, so I was like, I want a 3DS, so I got a 3DS. The first game I ever got was Mario Kart 7 and a Rayman game. Safe to say, I have lost the Mario Kart game. I mean, I got a 2DS with it pre-downloaded later on, but that's a different story. But so I actually that's where my dislike of the Rayman games came in. It's not because they're bad games, it's because I never finished that one. So I just never bothered to want any of the other ones. I was like, this game sucks. So yeah. But my real first video game experience was at a friend's house, playing Skylanders Giants, and that game is a hoot. It's fun. We played this arena fighting mini game in it, and that was really fun. I didn't win, but I remember I was Hothead, who is a volcano boy, and the person I was fighting was a bird. I can't remember which one because there are like 70 bird Skylanders. But the next experience I had with video games was Skylanders Swap Force, which I got for my 3DS because I had a 3DS by that point. So I was like, I like this game. I want one of their games. So I got Swap Force because it was like the hot newest version. And safe to say, that was where video games really started coming into my life. I played it a lot because it was like one of 4 games that I had on my 3DS. It also had like this cool Bluetooth ish. I mean, it wasn't Bluetooth, but it had like this cool wireless portal to put your Skylanders on so you can put them in your game. And by this point, I had an Xbox One, so I was like, I want Skylanders Swap Force for the Xbox One. So I got it for the Xbox One too. I beat both. I'm good at the game. No, I just got a ton of Skylanders. But I literally have a bag that is not able to close because I have so many in it. I have at least one Skylander from each series. I probably have the least from Spyro's Adventure. I never played the actual Spyro games. Not even the remaster. I only know of Spyro from their like little crossover into the Skylanders universe. Which I'm pretty sure is actually the point. I'm pretty sure Spyro is supposed to be in the Skylanders universe. I'm pretty sure the game is supposed to take place in it. I'm a little stuffy today. But, that was an experience. It was like, I like Skylanders. So, naturally, I got the next game, which was Trap Team. I didn't play this one as much on the 3DS because I didn't have it on the 3DS. It was on my brother's 3DS. So I couldn't play it as much on the 3DS. Why do I keep saying 3DS? Okay. But I got it for the Xbox, which was the primary way to play it. Which is actually good because the point of the game is to use the traps, and you're not able to use the traps on the 3DS version. So that was fun. I got the Chaos Trap, which if you don't know what that is, it's to capture Chaos, who is a He was the main villain, basically. I mean, he's not the main villain. There's always a different villain. But he's the main... He's the main villain to a certain point. Like, he's a villain, but he's not the super main villain. He's just a villain that you have to fight often. So, that was Trap Team. Not as good as the other games. I have all of them except for Giants and Spyro's Adventure. But it's definitely not as good. But the design of a lot of the characters are really cool. Next one. Skylanders Superchargers. I didn't forget the name. I just couldn't forget if that was the next one, if there was one in between. Superchargers. This one was an interesting one. This one was the first one that I was really all in and trying to collect every Skylander. I didn't do it. But I'm pretty happy with myself in Skylanders Superchargers. That one's fun because you can ride in cars, which is like a complete mix-up to the entire franchise, because the entire franchise is based on like these cool monster things are fighting these sheep. I mean, they don't fight the sheep, but when you kill a sheep, they give you gold. But that was a fun experience, especially since they redesigned, for Superchargers, they redesigned a lot of the older characters. But I'm going way too long on Skylanders, but basically, Skylanders Imaginators came out. I played that, but by that point, Skylanders had died down and the hype was gone. Okay, next, we have the infamous game called Pokemon. Now, my neighbor, who also liked Skylanders, had Alpha Sapphire. And he was like, I just finished Alpha Sapphire. And I was like, what's an Alpha Sapphire? And he was like, it's a Pokemon game. And I was like, Pokemon is a game? I only know that it's a TV show. So it was like, no, yeah, there are games for it, dude. It's 2015. It's been 2 years since X and Y came out. I was dumb. Especially since, like, I'm so involved with, playing Pokemon now. I play it. I have the DLC for Sword and Shield. I get the new one whenever it comes out. I have a, not an obsession, because I don't play it enough. Like, because I beat the game. I beat Crown Tundra. I just need story. But my first Pokemon game was the original Sun, which, I never defeated because I chose Litten my first time playing through it, and Litten is, that was the first time playing my first time playing a Pokemon game, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, so logically, I sent Litten out to fight Totem Salazzle, which was very stupid, and I had ground-type moves on my team, which would have done so much damage to a fire poison type. So, yeah, that sucked. I reset my game like 7 times to do like 3 different Nuzlocks and always stopped doing them because I got bored. Nuzlocks you have to dedicate yourself to, but whatever. Next was Ultra Sun, which I beat because I chose Decidueye this time, and Decidueye is awesome. I mean, I chose Rowlet and then it evolved into a Decidueye, but whatever. He's still on my team. He's my False Swiper. I mean, my False Swiper isn't Decidueye, but Decidueye has the moves that allow me to False Swipe. Like, he has Thunder Shock and stuff. or not Thunder Shock. I think he can learn Thunder Wave. I don't know, but he has paralyzing moves and Foresight. I got 5 minutes left. I'm on a deadline. Next, after that was X. I beat it. I actually started playing it. Chose Chespin because Chespin is great. I love Chespin. But I chose Chespin because I was like, Froakie gets too much flack, and I hate Delphox. So I chose Chespin. I said that like 5 times. And beat the game. I started the game. Got to a point where I evolved my Chespin to Aquilidin, and I had not gotten Mega Evolution yet. Yeah. I was pretty 2 years later, which is last year, 2020, early 2020, I was like, I need to finish this game. So I got it back out, dusted off the cartridge, which you don't have to do anymore. But I put it in the slot and beat it. It took like 3 days because I took breaks, obviously. But then came Alpha Sapphire. First of all, we got a used copy, which had a shiny Yveltal. I still don't know how to say it. And a shiny Metagross, but the Metagross had a Megastone, and I didn't know how Megastone trading worked, so I didn't get the shiny Metagross. But I got the shiny Yveltal, which I am happy about. I wish I could rename him to T-Bone, because shiny Yveltal looks like a steak. But that is a fun game. Alpha Sapphire is fun. Hoenn is fun because the starters are fun. It's such a balanced game. I like Hoenn games. They're very balanced. Also, the Delta chapter at the end is very fun. Okay, now Sword and Shield. Or Shield, really. Just Shield. Me getting Shield was not my decision. But then once I played it, I was like, yeah, Zacian actually is a stupid-looking Pokemon. I'm gonna get so much flack for that. I mean, that's how you get views, though. Be mean to popular things. But I chose Shield because my brother wanted Sword. So I was like, fine. I got Shield and played through it all in like three days. No, it wasn't 3 days. It was like a week. But that's only because I tried to span it out because my Alpha Sapphire playthrough was a day long. Literally took a day to beat. I played it all night. I was exhausted. But I beat the game, so who cares? And I did have to use the shiny Yveltal. Sydney was too hard for my Pokemon. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for that. But let's go on to the quick round where I just talk about things for like, I'll give myself 10 seconds to talk about each thing. Okay, so first, Breath of the Wild. My dad bought it, and he was like, I'm going to play this because it's a Legend of Zelda game. And then he was like, wait, this is a bad Legend of Zelda game. Because he likes the normal Legend of Zelda games, the puzzle ones. And so I played it. It's very fun. One of the best games in existence, in my opinion. Okay, Wind Waker. Very fun game. I love it. That's all I have to say about it. Really can't think of anything else. I probably should do a part 2 to this where I go more in depth about my gaming origin story. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you like this podcast. Remember to subscribe and like. Or maybe don't, because this is the only podcast on the internet that nobody's heard of, and I'd lose my slogan. Whatever, bye, see ya, GG gamers.